now come to order. It's 7 o'clock. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the proposed vacation of the following streets and alleys: the entire street of Harrison Avenue from Ecorse Road north to Terminus in the southwest quarter, Section 1, and the entire north-south alley in the Gorton-Detroit Park subdivision, abutting lots 1 through 3, inclusive lots 4 and 5, and lots 6 to 53 inclusive, and also the entire street of Harriet Avenue from Ecorse Road north to Terminus in the southwest quarter section, number 1, and the entire east-west alley in the Gorton's Detroit Park subdivision, abutting lots 55 to 64. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo is absent.
Excused.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe is absent. Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth is absent. Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
And Councilman Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Chair and Council, we have a quorum for this public hearing. Tonight's public hearing agenda is as follows: number 1, roll call; number 2, agenda; number 3, public hearing discussion, proposed vacation of Harrison and Harriet Avenue and associated alleys; 4, public comment; and number 5, adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept the public hearing agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the public hearing agenda as presented. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Williams, for accept the public hearing agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. That motion is approved.
Thank you, Council. We're now into the public hearing discussion, and I don't know who's going to lead us off, if our city attorney or our director of buildings, just to get us going. All right.
Good evening, Council. I know the extent of these vacations that I know about. I know the petitioner that has been working on, at least in the portion of time I've been here, trying to get this property and into compliance for a little while now. We've done a bunch of inspections, and part of that process was this rear part of the property. There was 2 things he had to get county approval, and then he had to vacate a portion of these roadways to be able to get it into compliance. And I know that was something they've been working on, I think, prior to me, since 22, I believe. And I know with this map that we have here, I believe they need a portion of it done for what's there now existing on Mr. Petrula's lot, and then the owners from the other properties are here. And if they get vacated all the way through, then it could cause an issue with, it does cause an issue with access coming through, because as their driveways are on, I believe it's Harriet Drive now, and some parcels that way. So that's basically the extent that I know of the vacations, and I know that they've been in discussions of trying to figure out what might be the best route to go. I don't know if you guys want to.
I'll just add again, Mark Chiesa, CHIESA, on behalf of the petitioner. Again, we're just trying to accommodate the city as indicated by him. Again, we want to bring the existing lot in compliance with all the current zoning, and as part of that, the city had requested or advised us that we needed to vacate these 2 roads to make the property in compliance. So again, that's all we're trying to do. If some of the neighbors have some issue with it going all the way, that's fine, as long as the city allows the vacation up to, I think, the creek. If the city says that's fine, we have no problem with that. Again, we're just trying to bring it into compliance, and we'll follow whatever recommendation that the city has.
Also, Council, I just want to add that from the clerk's office, there was a report that was included in your packet as well regarding, and I don't know who else would like to speak on behalf. And we ask that you please state your name so that, for the record, so that we can have that information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is James Pittman. I live at 7020 area. I've jotted down here what my concerns are. The lot going, easement going east to west, that adjoins my lot 78. I do not vacate that lot. The easement going north to south, which adjoins my lot 78 through 88, do not vacate that lot. As far as Harriet Street, from the north side of lot 126 and the north side of lot 83, south to Ecorse Road, I want Harriet to remain a public street. I want a dead end, I want a permanent dead end of Harriet Street at that point. So you'll be vacating lots 125 and 84 going north to wherever you decide to. I'm just looking for a permanent dead end on Harriet, because me and my neighbor have to have that for access.
Does council have any questions for Mr.
Any question from
Pittman?
council?
Yeah, I'm a little confused. So he's asking for certain lots. I'm thinking my understanding of lot vacation is, I guess, was totally different. Can somebody speak to me like I'm a 3-year-old on this?
Yeah, I don't want to misrepresent you, but I believe you're speaking about the reference point is the location of your lots, because you already own those lots. We're
Yes.
talking
Okay.
about the streets or alleyway between.
These easements adjoin lots.
Okay.
We're going to put a display on your screen so that you can see it. Might make it a little bit easy for you. Do you want to show them, Mr. Pittman, so that they can see that? Maybe you can show them, and that way it might be a little bit easier.
So here, this is lot 78 here. This is the east-west easement that he wants to vacate. I don't want that vacated. This through here, this easement here he wants to vacate. I own from lot 78 to 88, which is around 435 feet. I don't want that vacated either. And here's Harriet, and I want to stop north, on the north side of 126 on this side, and the north side of 83 on this side, dead ended here, because I own lot 125 and 84 on this side. That way, this would be a permanent dead end. You would be crossing over private property. That would permanently dead end Harriet Street. Correct?
My only question about this would be that the ordinance suggests we're supposed to, if we're going to vacate an alley, that we vacate the entire alley between cross roads or cross alleys. So this particular individual is suggesting that he only wants a portion of it vacated.
Right.
If we're going to do it. My view of it is we either vacate the entire alley, and I don't know if you guys, this is a piece of alley that he's talking about, and he doesn't want this part vacated because that's abutting a piece of property he owns, and he doesn't want this alley vacated up to his property line. It's up here. So we could vacate that portion according to him, but that leaves a dead-end piece of alley sticking out there that we don't, city doesn't want to maintain that either. So, and I guess the only question I would have, I think we need to physically go out and look and see where the actual road that's in there ends. Because if it ends before the,
It ends right about there.
what's that?
The actual road ends right about there. That's about where the dead end sign is at.
That's what I'd want to check to make sure that we're not leaving as a public road an area that doesn't have a finished road on it, that we'd have an obligation to go out and finish further north. So so if that's the case, that that's already in the part that they want to leave, then yes, we could vacate Harriet Avenue from this line up here all the way down to the point of his property. And you'd have a dead-end Harriet Avenue coming off of Ecorse Road that would go past the only people that are occupying any property out there.
Okay, so through the chair, so
Yes.
who put in the request to vacate Harrison Avenue, who put in the request for the whole vacation? Is that
Mr.
petitioner here?
Petrula,
Oh, okay. Can we hear from him?
You heard from his attorney.
Huh?
That was his attorney.
That's his
Oh, I'm sorry.
So again, what you don't see on this diagram is the fact that so all this property right here, I believe, is owned by Mr. Petula. And then again, pursuant to he owns these, I believe these 4 or 5 lots, and then along with these 4 or 5 lots. And that was part of the issue with the city because of the zoning, et cetera. So,
Gotcha.
again, if Mr. Pippin has an issue with things that are south of the creek, again, if you know, the city attorney,
Okay.
if the city agrees, hey, we can do this, then that's fine
Okay.
with the petitioner. Like you said, the real problem for Mr. Petula is even as far to the north than all this, but as part of bringing the property in compliance, this was part of the request, but,
Okay.
so a lot of those properties truthfully, again, are owned either between Mr. Petula or Mr. Pittman.
So through the chair, so is
Yes.
this doable,
So-
Mr. Pittman's request?
yes, on Harriet Avenue, it is, on condition, Mr. Petrula would have to understand that the part of Harriet Avenue that wasn't vacated, he can't operate his business in that roadway.
Correct, and again, none of his business is even south of the creek, so
Okay.
it looks like
All
we're
right.
talking about, everything south of the creek, that's not gonna have any effect on the situation at all.
What started out this request to vacate was Mr. Petrula had a site plan that covered this property up here where he's going to operate that included trucking, and he was showing a pattern and a layout where trucks would be across these roads, which we said, well, wait a minute, those were originally dedicated roads as the part of the plat, so you can't operate your business on these roads unless those roads are vacated. You'd have to honor this
Gotcha.
separation of these roads and do business on either side of the road if you want to, but you can't incorporate that into your private property use unless they're vacated. So that's
Gotcha.
why
That's where the
he's now
request-
making a request to vacate
Okay.
them. And his problem is that he doesn't own everything all the way down
Right.
to Ecorse Road.
Right.
Okay. Ms. Williams, you had something?
Yes, I'm looking at the department review from the assessor's office. It says Harriet Avenue in the alley. It says 43.6% of the property owners did not meet the 51%. So what are we doing about that particular one? Because Harrison and Harrison Avenue and the alley is saying that they had enough residents to meet the requirement, the threshold.
Both of them, yeah, you're right.
I think if you shrunk Harriet Road down to just this much and took this part out of it, your opposition to it would disappear and the percentage that are consenting would go way up. Because,
Yeah, but that's not in here, so.
no, there's going to have to change the amendment to the petition in some way to satisfy that problem.
So you're saying close half of Harriet, the street and the alley off and leave the other half open?
My suggestion would be that you vacate Harrison Avenue, which is on the outside edge, because though no one has any opposition to that, and Harrison Road only exists on paper, it's not out there. You can't drive up Harrison Road. And then Harriet Avenue, we vacate from the north down to these property lines that were identified at the north property line of 124 and 85. And below that, it would remain a public road out to Ecorse. And I think when the assessor calculated those who were opposed to it, it included the people that are south of the point that we're talking about ending it, who won't even have a say in it if their road's not being vacated. They're not covered by it then. So the percentage will go up way above the 43% that exists right now.
So is any residential homes here or all these businesses?
I don't think there's any residential homes north of,
Yes, there are.
not north of the line that they're suggesting we draw. There are no homes north of that.
All commercial?
Vacant and commercial, Mr. Petrula's operation.
Okay.
Real quick through the chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Talley.
So, the sanitary sewer is located in the vicinity of the proposed alley vacation. How would that be
Well,
affected?
any vacation resolution you do will have a paragraph in it that it says they're subject to an easement for any
Okay.
existing utilities.
Okay, so it'll will be covered.
So there'll still be an easement even though the road's gone.
Okay.
For any utilities that are in there.
Okay.
And it would be, we'll put an egress in there too, so that in case
Yeah.
they have to cross some private property at a point to get to the sewer line, that they
Okay.
have the right to do that.
Okay.
Any other comments from council?
I think, Mr. Chair, that we still have some individuals from the audience that would like to speak in this public hearing, if we can at this time.
Okay.
I'm Christian, I live at 28436, of course. So my understanding now is, by what the attorney said, that east-west alleyway will remain the way it is, correct?
That's my recommendation. We can't vacate it unless we vacate it all. And so unless you want to vacate it in spite of the opposition to the property owner on Lot 78, it suggests in here that there's enough signatures, north-south alley between Harrison. Yeah, it says 78% of the people who have property abutting it consented to it. So the person speaking tonight, Mr. Pittman, must be in the minority on that. So whether you want to vacate that or not is up to you.
But we are talking about the alleyway that runs east-west behind the 5 homes,
Yes.
because I didn't consent to that.
No, well.
But that's no longer on the table, correct?
I'm just going by what the report from the assessor says, that 78% of the property owners abutting this north-south alley between Harrison Avenue and Harriet Avenue consented.
Yeah, I'm talking about the easement, the utilities easement that runs east and west behind the 5 homes off of Ecorse. I know none of this now is going to come further south of the creek, is my understanding, if this agreement goes through.
It's actually south of the creek a ways. The end of it.
But it will stop at the creek, correct?
No, they're wanting to stop it at, the other speakers, at a point that is below the creek. It's at the north edge of lot 124 and 85. So it's south of the creek a ways. It's like 1, 2, 3 lots south of the creek.
Well, I'm down to
Stop at this point.
So this is a key for the
Oh, they
city.
can't.
Yeah, and that's, I was gonna say that, the alley that we're talking about,
Is that-
behind those five homes, that was, for the petitioner's property to be in compliance, that would have no part, it would not need to be vacated. It's, you know, that portion would not need to be for the,
No,
for what the petitioner's needing. Basically, everything he's looking at is, looking on that map, is really, to be in compliance, he needs vacation from the Newcastle Ave up to the north.
oh, okay.
Everything south of that, you know what I mean,
Wherever,
wherever,
because
yeah.
we're without the V course here, so this would remain the same. Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's no need for that, they don't need that vacation to be in compliance. The petitioner does not.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Okay. Through the chair,
Yes, Ms. Talley?
I mean, it looks like we need to revise this application.
Yeah.
It's convoluted.
I think you
It's
should,
convoluted, and I'm still a little confused.
yeah, you shouldn't take any action on it.
Yeah.
Tonight, you should get
'Cause I'm not
some amended
comfortable.
application that you
Yeah.
can look at and understand what you're voting on.
Hello, my name is Jeff Dazinski. I own the property 28456 E-Course, which is right on the corner of Harriet and E-Course. My driveway for the garage is on Harriet. So if they were to do the initial petition for vacating the whole Harriet, I would have access issues to the driveway, which if they moved it up closer to the creek or where it's currently dead-ended now, that wouldn't be an issue.
Gotcha. Mr. Chair, I think we need to
Yeah.
go back to the drawing board on this.
Yeah, agree.
I think you probably need to go over there and take a look at what they're talking about, because it's hard to visualize it
Yeah.
It is.
as a
Yeah.
team.
And through the chair and council, this is just part of the requirement, to have the public hearing.
Okay.
And that's, we're not asking you to take action tonight.
Okay.
It is understood that it has to go back and things have to
Okay.
be amended, but
Of
at
course.
least we wanted to meet that requirement of having the public
Okay.
hearing. And then you would better understand, and you
Okay.
can ask questions and hear from the residents, and then, so when it does come back to you for a vote, then you will have, you'll have an understanding
Okay.
of what's going on.
Okay,
Right,
Of course.
sounds good.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, because even on paper, it's not my expertise. So I would ask maybe if I can meet, Mayor, if it's okay with you, maybe one day meet the building director out there so I can actually physically see what's actually going on versus paper. Appreciate it.
Mr. Chair,
Sure.
our deputy clerk, who actually prepared all of this for this alley vacation, he kind of wants to give you all an update.
Okay.
Okay.
Can't even tell you here, but go ahead.
Good evening, Honorable City Council. Just want to make mention, and I'm pretty sure the city attorney will have to correct me if I'm wrong, but once the petition is amended, the next process is another public hearing on that amended petition before it proceeds for final action from council to determine if they will vacate the street and any associated alleys, if that's included in their amended petition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more discussion or anyone from the public that would like to speak concerning? Okay,
None.
council, any discussion, more discussion from council?
Any other discussion from council?
Thank
None.
you. Then that takes us to public comment. And this, I know, this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience that have kind of been listening in on this public hearing. If you have comments that you would like to make concerning this subject matter, you may do so at this time. And remember, you will only have 3 minutes to speak.
Any comments from the audience? No comments from the audience?
All right, we'll close that part out.
We'll close that part
All
out.
right, thank you, Mr. Chair. That takes us to number 5, adjournment.
So moved to adjourn.
Need support?
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Wilson for adjournment. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Our regular council meeting starts at 7:30. Thank you.